Today, I am making a delicious Chinese meal. I started off making some homemade egg roll wrappers. I took 1 cup flour, half cup of water, teaspoon of salt, and then I kneaded that for 5 to 6 minutes until it got smooth. And then I rolled them out into 4 balls and rolled them out thin. And you don't have to put pressure, just continue to roll. And then you stack them on top of each other with cornstarch and flour very generously in between. And then we're going to roll those stacked. See that? I'm not applying any pressure at all. I'm just holding one hand on the one end of the rolling pin and letting it roll itself. And you don't want to take them out too thin, about 10 inches. Now I'm going to first saute in my wok on high heat in a little bit of oil, about 5 minutes. This is some chicken breast that I chopped up, and I had that marinating in a tablespoon of soy sauce. And I'm just going to get that browned until it has a little bit of crispness. And this is my stir-fry vegetables. It's celery, carrots, and onion, and cabbage. This is my cooked rice. Now I've got that caramelized. See there? It took about 5-6 minutes to get that color and get that texture. So we're going to remove that from the pan. And when you do your egg rolls, just use water to put it together. And I put some of the chicken in with my cabbage. And don't put any salt or anything in there, just cabbage and the meat. No soy sauce, no nothing. And just put that in there and then wrap that up. And then what you do is you use water to seal it. And then you're going to lay that out onto a floured plate and then put these in the fridge until you're ready to fry them. Now I sauteed the cabbage and some of the stir-fried vegetables until I got those wilted somewhat. I don't want them to be completely cooked. I just want them to be wilted. And into the rice and each and every meal I made today, I grated garlic and ginger, about a teaspoon, into each pan, along with black pepper. Glaze, the dipping sauce, and I put a tablespoon of that over this after it got close to the wilted stage. And I put in a half of the chicken mixture. And at the end, I used 1 tablespoon of the glaze over this and a tablespoon of soy. And then I let that caramelize. When you put your stuff on there, you'll hear that shh under there. And don't stir it or anything until you let that all fry off. And that's where you get your color and the caramelization on the bottom of the stir fry. Then I'm adding in 2 tablespoons of soy, and I'm letting that fry off to get color. And then we'll go to the next step. And then I'm frying the egg roll wrappers over medium heat in a little bit of oil, and I'm going to finish these up in the oven. I fried them until they were golden brown on each side, and then I put them in the oven for 15 minutes on one side, flipped them, and 10 minutes on the other side, and they were absolutely delicious. Now you can wrap these and put these in the freezer with your pineapple rice, and they're delicious reheated in the oven or microwave. Depends on where you're at when you're eating your lunch that day or dinner. Now mine, I had a couple that were trying to explode, so I just pushed them up against the side of the pan, and they didn't even open up. These were absolutely delicious. Serve them with this dipping sauce and some Chinese mustard with wasabi. It's delicious. Now, in order to make pineapple rice, and I'm doing a variety of meals in my freezer tonight. So I took a can of pineapples and drained them. I put the juice off of the pineapple, which was more than a half a cup and less than a cup, but I put that in my dipping sauce. And then I put the drained pineapple in the mixture. I used half rice and chicken and half of the fried cabbage and chicken. And then I dumped in the thing of 1 can of drained pineapples and about 3 tablespoons of soy. And I'm going to let that caramelize on the bottom for a minute or so before I even bother it. You can shake it, but you can't stir it. See the color underneath there after you let it set for a minute or so? And that's where you get your flavor and your texture. It's ready to go. Put it in freezer meal containers, seal it up, put a date on it, and you're ready to go. This is my freezer meals in the last few days. I'm getting ready to wrap them up. They're already flash frozen in the freezer. And I have supreme pizzas, pineapple rice, regular rice, stir fry, and taco loco casserole. Y'all enjoy.